Your logic turns out to be correct. If you won a game and your opponent, doesn't play one of these shutdown openings, why not play one e4? Yeah.
Yes.
Now Magnus will think. So many options on the Caro-Kann. Of course, d4, d5, e5 is arguably the most principled. Magnus also usually likes all kinds of Carlsen structures with like e takes d, c takes d, bishop d3 or whatever. It's knight c3, knight f3. What's he gonna do?
Yeah, but this is a little bit intriguing. Yeah, that after Caro-Kann, Magnus is thinking. Then my logic wasn't exactly. Then Magnus did not expect the Caro-Kann. Yeah.
No, I think he expected, but he just thought, okay, if it's Caro-Kann, I'll get a game either way, and I can think about what to do that.
Yes. That's true,
d5, attacking the pawn on e4. He's wondering, he could advance it, he could exchange it, or he could cover it with knight c3, knight d2, or f3. Those are typically the options to deal with such a threat.
Yeah, what is really incredible that nowadays even moves like f3 became mainstream. Yeah, it's not.
Fabi plays it very seriously.
Yeah, not a sideline at all anymore. Kind of.
In a way, it's logical, though. You build the perfect center. You're trying to keep it.
You know, I played it in my childhood. Like when I was 10 years old, f3 was part of my repertoire. And then later, of course, when I started playing against good opponents, then people told me, no, Peter, but you cannot play moves like f3. You have to learn real chess. And
someone
you know,
knight c3, not f3,
yeah. Then I moved to knight c3, knight f3, and then I moved from there to main lines. What? No, this this is
no, that didn't happen.
Yeah, this is
bishop f5. Allez.
Bishop f5, c4.
c4. Rare line. Although not that rare nowadays, all these ideas with h4, h5, or without, they're coming back a bit more. Yeah, like.
Yeah, and Magnus used it against F.W.R.C in the World Cup, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, so c4.
But that was it c4 directly, or was it with h4?
I think it was with c4 immediately.
Maybe you're right. Yeah.
c4, e6, knight c3.
I'm not an expert here, especially these positions with the pawn on c4. I always found very tough to understand. Because to me, it always looks like you go 97, 97, take on c4, knight b6, put a piece on d5, and you'll be fine. But sometimes you're not fine. It's very confusing to me.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, okay, one of the things black is trying to delay d takes c4, yeah, so that white will not be able to develop the bishop immediately in one go to c4. And we do see that white has a little bit of an issue how to develop, because in this structure, not natural that you put the knight on f3. For example, if black takes on c4 instead of knight e7, okay, let's just illustrate what I'm talking about. So takes knight d7, then it's much more common from white to play knight e2, and then maybe play knight e3, knight e4. This is more natural. So if you place the knight on f3 too early, then you will miss. And wow, look at this, Magnus playing h3.
Whoa, half-waiting move.
Half-waiting move, yeah. So basically inviting d takes c4, and then he still wants to get his knight e2 set up.
But if I go knight d7, what's his big point? Then cd5, yeah, he's arguing.
Yeah, he's probably arguing that, yeah, after knight d7, I want to take cd, and just in case whenever white develops the knight to f3, he takes away black's option of eventually going bishop g4, which is sometimes a typical move. Okay, h3, knight d7 on the board.
Oh, no, he just goes knight f3. Yeah, because cd, knight d5, it didn't look like anything special.
Yeah, not at all. No.
But now that the knight committed to this, now dc4 makes sense, no? Bishop c4, knight b6, and I still don't see what the big deal is.
Exactly. I mean, this is very, very standard, because otherwise, if you don't take dc, it feels like you should play the move h6, but then already this c takes d5 with the included knight f3, h6 could be in white's favor. So yeah, taking on c4. No, Alireza goes bishop g6.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay, he's an expert on these nuances. Like I said, these positions, they're rough for me to understand. a3 looks like a normal move, like if we want to keep waiting.
Yeah, I think one of the very first super player was Nigel Short, who was a real specialist on this e5 structure, and I played with him in 96 in Kapdaga, I think in the Rapid, and then he played c4 and he played h3, and he just did all these moves, and to my eyes back then, you know, it looked like, okay, what is this? He pushed e5 because I was a classical guy, and they told me, you know, white pushes e5, black gets his bishop out, so black has a good French, yeah, and white should try to punish or use the momentum, and then this whole slow play with a3 didn't fit at all into my kind of way of thinking about this opening, and Nigel proved me wrong completely, that actually white is by no means in any rush playing these positions.
Yeah, he was a pioneer there, yes, saying the space matters even if you don't do anything direct. Because, yeah, I think our generation, we grew up with exactly what he said, yeah? This is nonsense. You go bishop f5, e6, c5, unless white goes for some direct g4, knight c3, g4, like all these sharp lines. Nigel had it all figured out in 91 against Karpov already, put him under pressure.
Yeah, one really has the... No, actually, that was Vichy. Vichy was playing in 91 in Brussels against Karpov e5.
Was Vichy first?
It was
Maybe Nigel
Vichy
took it from Vichy?
Yeah, it was Vichy, because actually in the match Nigel Karpov, it was Queen e2 Spanish debate all the time. Yeah, but Nigel was also playing e5 himself. Yeah, so I'm not sure from... Yeah, and b3 also a very typical move. Yeah, like, look at this.
Stopping DC, yeah, interesting.
Yeah, just to be able to recapture with b takes c4 if dc4. Lot of finesses here from both sides. But maybe it gives us the chance.
I think they're both freestyling. I don't know, actually, but it feels like freestyling, like all this h3, bishop g6, b3.
Yeah, but maybe we have a chance not to move somewhere before this game really heats up. But
Magnus takes.
Yeah, takes.
Yeah, there's also bishop g4 to take on g5.
Yeah, it was the very first, but okay, then you go bishop f5.
Yeah.
It's maybe not the end of
the... It's
world.
loose, doesn't it? Like takes,
takes, and then queen e2 or something, yeah?
Queen e2.
Yeah, still this bishop on a5 is a bit awkward.
Queen b5 is a topic, like... I'm sure it's nothing special. Also, the bar says nothing special, but it looks like black's position is a little vulnerable right now.
Yes, I'm in fact not sure if after bishop g4 black has to play bishop f5, but knight d5 was a problem, yeah? I mean,
I wasn't sure either, but like, at least.
Yeah, knight d5, okay.
Scare you with it.
Some h5 moves are possible, but I can't really believe that such things could work. Yeah, in any case, yeah, now
very double-edged.
Now Magnus has to decide, and he's 5 minutes up on the clock. This is exactly where he can use this. I think it's quite critical, because if white hurries with his moves, makes 2 moves quickly and not according to the demands of the position, actually black can have a very easy play. So investing your time here, if you think it's critical, it's absolutely wise.
Yeah.
Yeah, b4. Okay, so Magnus
b4 plate
wants to
also makes a lot of sense. Yeah, bishop b6, I guess he wants knight a4, and bishop c7 doesn't work because of knight d5. Bishop d8 looks ugly. So yeah, just building up his structure there.
Yes, yeah, and Alireza taking his time. Yeah,
because bishop d8. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, did not want to step into this knight a4. And you remember you were making a case for bishop e7, bishop f6. Yeah, he's not trying to get his bishop to f6. Magnus using the momentum.
Yeah, bishop g4, because now the rook can't even come. Now it feels even more disharmonious. So what's he gonna do?
Yeah, bishop f5 takes, and then maybe he will go passive with knight f8, protecting the pawn, just getting the bishop to f6, because okay, it will be only some temporary passivity, I guess. But white has the momentum now.
It's on the board, takes queen e2. The good news for black is long term, especially after pawn to b4, he has this good bishop. Yeah, well, the white bishop still needs to make a contribution, but short term, he has to defend, of course.
Yes.
Knight f8 played, he does.
Yeah, the good thing about this that, yeah, if black knight is forced to f8, then of course it will be very far away from knight b6, knight c4. So that's why the c4 square doesn't play any big role. And okay, white has all this knight b5, knight d6 idea, so knight a4, knight c5, and then also bringing it back to d3, covering the e5 square. I mean, all kinds of very nice maneuvers.
Yeah. Time to jump.
Yeah, because knight b5 is a very concrete idea. It might be very strong if it works, but maybe even a terrible, stupid move like queen e7 back can be quite nice. Just saying that, okay, you had only one idea with knight d6, I stopped it, and what do you do next? So knight a4 looks more harmonious. Knight d1, okay, that's the other route. Knight d1, trying to go knight e3. Trying to go knight e3. Yeah, it's hard to say, yeah, because the rook on c1 is ready to enter on c7 if black somehow regroups with bishop f6 or whatever. Not easy. And yeah, bishop b6, knight e3. Hitting the rook, getting the tempo to get knight to g4 and getting control of the e5 square. That's what it is all about, this position.
Sorry, got an intruder here. What's going on? Magnus still putting some pressure here with the horsey coming?
Yeah, I think so, yeah, because also practically speaking that it's not easy for black to make up his mind. Yeah, there are some difficult strategical, practical choices there for him.
Papa. Paw Patrol.
Nein, arbeiten.
New analyst is
Analyst says, stop the chess, let's play some Paw Patrol.
yeah, knight e3, okay, but what do you do after knight e3? Where do you put the rook? Yeah, maybe you have to go all the way back to f7.
Yeah, to f7 to avoid any.
Step into knight e5 tempo also, yeah. But rook f6 steps into knight g4 tempo. Rook f7, knight g4, knight e5 tempo. That's why Alireza is taking his time and goes rook g5.
Wow.
It's maybe a desperate move. I mean, maybe Alireza feels like, you know, slowly the position is dangerous. I'm low on the clock. I have to try to create counterplay at all costs. That's how I feel. But usually such moves, I think if your opponent has 1 minute on the clock, it might work perfectly. But with Magnus up on the clock, this looks wow. And Magnus even maybe wants to go f4, f5, breaking the structure, and trying to get, okay, now queen h3 is a big spat. Watch out. So maybe you have to go king h1 or king h2. Maybe just king h2. Yeah.
What's going on? Alireza trapping his own rook there? King h2?
Yeah, I don't know, because if the bishop would be on d6, everything would make sense. But with bishop on b6 and white rook covering the c7 square,
you're not on time, yeah? Queen f2 is a threat. Like,
yeah.
Rook g6, f5.
It looks like
Wow.
Alireza is a lot of trouble.
Rook g5 was too much. Yeah, he was trying to avoid some subtleties, like losing this half a tempo to the knight, but he allowed this juggernaut, the f-pawn.
Yeah,
g6 back, f5.
Now white has so many, yeah, f5, even if you want some rook f3 preparatory move first, everything is fine. But Magnus has time on the clock, he can work it out. If f5 works, then he can go f5.
Yeah, what's happening? There could be some bishop c7 is not possible yet, so queen g3, king h1. If ef, knight f5 we're safe. Just looks like it works for white, no?
Yeah, if
rook
if
h6 or whatever, rook f3 at the very least.
Yeah, if the knight lands on f5, it's basically game over. Yeah, then everything, black will be in all kinds of forks. But Magnus,
but he goes knight g4. He doesn't want any shenanigans.
Yeah, he wants just systematic. It's not systematic play. And yeah, the knight on g6, yeah, queen d8, a sign that, yeah, black knows that, yeah, I'm not attacking at all. Let me somehow get bishop c7. I need bishop c7. And if he gets bishop c7 and he can trade this powerful knight, and then maybe white can end up with this bishop on b2. It was a clever practical choice by Alireza.
Switching to defense.
Yeah, switching to, I mean, he needs bishop c7. He needs bishop c7 at all costs.
Let's see if Magnus can break through. F5 still a move, but yeah, now somewhat less tempting with his bishop coming back.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I feel like knight e5 is the more natural one, but where does it lead? Yeah, knight e5, then the
rook f6.
The rook comes back. Yeah, then the rook comes back. It's now also not such a dream scenario for white. I mean, it feels like there is a momentum that you can get the maximum out of the position.
Great move, this queen d8. No, it's also not what you expect with white, because the queen is this one attacker bothering you that just goes all the way home, and all of a sudden it's not so easy.
Yeah, and oops, Magnus going a4. I mean, this is a surprise because he actually probably simply wants to activate his own bishop. Yeah, because black goes bishop c7. That's what he wanted. Yeah,
and some b5. Yeah, he's saying there's nothing direct. I need my bishop to join the action.
Yeah,
these guys are so good.
Yeah, bishop d6, and now, for example, already all this transformation of eventually going knight e5 takes and then takes with the pawn. You get bishop a3 hitting the f8. The rook on g6 can be. I mean, suddenly strategically, it's just makes so much sense. Bishop d6 on the board. Another plan is just to go for the very strategical, very classical bishop trade. Rook c3 on the
rook
board.
c3. Just intending bishop a3? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
it's a bit surprising to me. Maybe he also wants to swing it here to f3 and then go f5. When okay, I don't know.
Yes, he has multi-purpose ideas. But yeah, also my question was like, if you play rook fc, I go queen c7, bishop a3, I take, and then queen c2. Maybe I'm in time to create some counterplay. I feel like Magnus also tries to be as systematic as possible, knowing that how dangerous Alireza can be if he gets the initiative. But maybe exactly while trying to be too careful and too conservative, Magnus missed some more possibilities.
You sometimes get that feeling a bit that Magnus, he knows what a dangerous tactician Alireza is. Therefore, he's maybe holding himself back a little, not going for tactics at all. Or not for as many as are required. I'm not sure, but I've also had that feeling in their matches and blitz matches and so on sometimes.
Yeah, he wants to keep control, at all costs. But okay, now finally Magnus is also burning time. Still 3 minutes up on the clock, very comfortable situation, but at least Alireza now stabilized his position, because there was this moment that he was like below 2 minutes and his pieces were hanging in the air and it was so difficult to put up any coordination. But it's
now he can exchange his stupid rook in the corner and at least it's clear what goes where. No, this is far from over. Maybe Magnus still better. The engine bar seems to indicate it, but anything can still happen.
Yeah, and I think that also Firouzja is now kind of relieved. Yeah, he's relieved. Okay, here some technical error happened. So of course,
rook c8 and the queen disappeared. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's like a super move.
Yes. So basically.
So what really happened is rook takes c8, queen takes c8, of course.
Yes. Okay, till
they entered the moves wrong, like there was some rook c8.
Yeah, rook c4, rook c7 takes. Yeah, basically I think we soon gonna get it corrected. Something like takes, knight e5, rook f6 could be easily the position at the moment.
Yeah, that's what happened, yeah.
But I mean, that's what we are kind of assuming, that this is the situation. I hope that soon we will be sorted out.
That's a very safe assumption.
Yeah, sometimes the players are playing too quickly and the engine, I mean, the computer cannot keep track.
Or
But
too
while-
slowly, like the rook goes from c3 to c8, but the computer thinks rook c4 was a move, rook c7 was a move.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, this is now unfortunate. So maybe actually we have to move to some other board till this clarifies, yeah, because we cannot really analyze this like this.
We could, but the position shown on the board is pretty good for white.
Okay,
Up a
now
queen,
we have
rook.
it. Now we have it.
Now it's back.
Now we have it. So let's stick to it and look at this. The evaluation bar already approves what we were saying, that yeah, Magnus is losing the momentum.
Yeah.
But
Alireza is not afraid yet. G5. Whoa.
G5, he wants to break, but maybe this is exactly what Magnus.
Knight G4. Now Magnus can no longer avoid tactics. He's saying, okay, kiddo, I know how the knight moves as well.
Yeah, Knight G4, setting Knight H6 check. Now things are heating up. Yeah, there is no more objectivity in the position. It's a clear street fight.
Yeah. Now King G7, but now we have Knight E3 and F5. Wow, this could become messy.
Finally, Magnus gets the chance to get those moves in that he could have done before. Yeah.
You know, he no longer has a choice. He tried to win just on class. It didn't work. So it's a bar fight.
Yeah, well, also the big question, but you don't have time for, yeah, Knight E3 played. Rook F6, I guess, gonna be played. And F5, yeah. That's what we are expecting.
Rook F7 played. Oh yeah, same story.
Yeah, Rook F7 is more natural, just in case protecting the seventh rank.
F5.
F5.
Magnus does manage to activate his B2 bishop. But black sort of voluntarily weaken his king a bit, no? Queen D7, I guess you go Rook F1. And then maybe the bishop can go to C1, play a role from there one day.
Yeah, finally now Magnus got his knight back to E3, where it belonged. Yeah, Rook F1, getting the F5 square. Yeah, now it's kind of very nice for Magnus. With little time on the clock, it will be so unpleasant for black. Yeah, black will regret big time having weakened with G5.
Yeah. Could also have taken the knight, no? Bishop takes E5 and then start.
Yeah, I mean, he should have done something different, because this is now, I mean, Alireza needs all his magic to keep things together. D5 pawn is weak. Yeah, after Fe6, Knight F5 check. Yeah, H6 trying to protect there, but I don't feel you can protect this position.
H6 also leaves some weaknesses, no? G6 square is no longer so well covered. King G2. Magnus, of course, also so good at making these little Karpovian moves, slightly improving the situation, keeping the pressure, no?
And now Knight G4 is a move.
Now
Knight G4 wins, yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you, in a tough spot, you have to give something in. Knight G4, oof. Now just collapses, no? King G7,
yeah,
F6.
It's a total collapse.
Rook H7, Knight F6. This is it. Alireza, we see slightly shaking his head. He missed this. Yeah, has to go King G7 back, but now F6 just cashes in. King H8, Knight H6, Rook H7, and I guess just back.
Yeah, this is now just completely hopeless.
Yeah, Bishop C1.
Nothing moves, and besides, White will finally also get his Bishop A3.
Yeah, also there if he wants to.
And the E5 square, yeah. Okay, this is over.
Wow, that escalated quickly.
Yeah, well, just at the moment when it seemed like Magnus lost control, yeah, black kind of equalized. But this is the problem. This is the price you are paying if you are low on the clock, that you don't have the chance to adjust to new situation. Yeah, Alireza felt like he's under terrible pressure, and he felt like this is the moment I can go G5, and he blitzed it out immediately, and pays a big price for it.
Feels like that was the key moment, really, no? When Alireza decided it's time to go for more G5, maybe, or asked too much of his position. At least.
No, I don't think that he asked too much. I feel like, you know, he was under so much pressure before that he was looking for counter chances, and then suddenly thought, okay, now I can create counter chances. But there was already no need to create any, because he had no problems. If he would have had 3 minutes on the clock, then probably he would invest and understand that no, actually there is just no reason anymore to panic. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very tough always.
Now there's many reasons to panic.
No, I think in such moments, Kramnik already says that there is already no reason to panic because it's over already.
Yeah.
This is the point.
95, it's complete domination.
Yeah, but I guess Magnus even will not give the chance to give
to check sale like Queen C2.
Yeah, because Queen C2 then Queen E4 check. I mean, who wants to allow this already? Yeah? Maybe just play Rook F2. Nothing runs away anyway.
I think you're right. The hand says no checks.
Yeah, Rook C1. Yeah.
Now the horse here, yeah, but then Queen H5.
Well, 95, Queen H5, G4, yeah, but Queen F8 is
Queen H5, Queen F8 mate is also efficient.
Yeah. No, okay, this is just completely hopeless. This is also the position where already playing on is kind of not pleasant at all.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's better to design such positions. I mean.
Also, you feel F7 is cashing in too early. No, it's selling.
Yeah,
selling
you can do
cheaply.
it. You can do it whenever you want, but exactly. There is nothing wrong with it. Yeah. You can target the G5 pawn. Yeah, exactly. Becoming
Magnus says okay, F7, but only if we exchange queens as well. Alireza says no.
We already have the result there between Badu Jobava and Jan Nepomniachtchi. It ended in a draw. It was a big battle of opposite colored bishops, but of course all eyes were kept on this game. Yeah, now Magnus is just trying to be super professional, no? Just not to rush for no reason.
No. I mean, his position is so good, nothing can go wrong, but he seems very focused on not giving Alireza a single check.
Yeah, I think his problem is that all pieces are now so beautifully placed that every move spoil his position a bit. Yeah.
Yeah, Rook F1, you're giving up the C file. Queen E3, F6 is hanging. F7, you're giving up squares. Stuff.
Yeah, he opted for Rook F1, and probably he will just go Queen G4, collect the G5 pawn, and game will be over. Makes sense. Very logical, yeah.
Well, Queen G4 feels a bit loose. Maybe Queen E3 to have everything covered.
Yeah, stability, yeah, at all costs.
No, but this is a big one, of course. I think every game between Magnus and Alireza, especially with Magnus' recent statements about his World Championship career and so on, like, will get extra attention. So it must feel very good for Magnus.
And you got it right. Queen E3, stability at all.
Cover everything.
Yeah. But you know, I also feel like it's kind of a psychological statement from Magnus, because it's also very logical that the time is working in Alireza's favor. So playing him as quickly as possible and as many games is clearly in Magnus's favor. I see also the motivation in this sense.
You gotta beat them when they're young.
Yes, exactly. I mean, we have seen also, I mean, if Alireza still against the top guns is relying on Caro-Kann, I mean, it's certainly not the opening he will be relying in 3-4 years. Yeah, it's still temporary. He probably couldn't catch up with everything yet. So yeah, and the game has wow,
G4 H4. No H5 for you, sir. No H takes G. So he's really trying not to allow any checks.
Yeah, H4, look H5. Yeah, unfortunately, it's not very dramatic. Yeah.
No, still just interesting psychologically. The position itself is so weird.
I really hope that the game will end soon, because yeah, I just feel like okay, Alireza should just focus on his next game and forget this as quickly as possible.
Magnus continues with his policy not to allow.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
that's it. Nice victory for the world champion in the battle between world number 1 and world number 2 in classical chess. Magnus Carlsen picks up big win.
Well,
let's have a look at what else is happening. We see
Bishuk Grishuk with king on h5, but actually he's the one who is mating white's